Yo, what is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're going to be looking at the brand new Cookin and Fast Break players that are coming out today here in NBA 2K24 MyTEAM. Checking out each card and seeing if they are worth picking up, and then also just talking about the promo as a whole and previewing the next couple of days. So, yeah, with that being said, before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 14,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I'm uploading every single day, and I would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. Without further ado, I'm not going to waste y'all's time. Let's hop right into it. We're going to start off with the Emerald, which is Seth Curry, Steph's brother, of course. Of course, Steph is the lock-in reward for completing the collection. He is too slow at the point guard position. 70 speed, no defense, can't dunk. All he can do is shoot at point guard, and 70 speed at PG is pretty horrifically bad. This card honestly reminds me of the Sapphire promo Danny Ainge, except like even worse, because that card's like 6'5" and this card's 6'1". He is not good at all. I would not recommend picking this card up in the slightest. I'll say that. I may do gameplay with him, but not because he's particularly good. Mostly because his last name is Curry. So honestly, I don't think this card is particularly great. I actually like Seth a lot. I think he's been a really good player in the NBA, and I think he had several good years at the Mavs as well, and is actually back on the Mavs. So hoping to see him continue to succeed and thrive. But this card itself in 2K is not a good card. He is very, very mediocre. Alvin Adams, you're looking at 6'9", power forward or center. He was a really, really good passing big in real life, but that doesn't really translate particularly well into being a good 2K card. 68 speed in Excel, 42 shot 3 is just not great at all. The inability to shoot, not being an elite defender. He's got okay-ish defense, I guess, a couple defensive badges, but nothing special there. Finishing badge wise, also not great. Not going to be able to hit shots really. I mean, I guess he'll hit mid-ranges occasionally. He'll hit mid-ranges, 82 mid-range, but like overall, again, this is a pretty bad card. This whole fast break promo as a whole so far has been very, very underwhelming. Alvin Adams, very, very mediocre card as well. We'll probably see a Ruby tomorrow in this promo, and so far though, not at all impressed by the rewards for the fast break cards. So hoping to see that improve, because this card, he is going to be free, but he is not very good. The other two cards are Elton Brand and Chris Mullen. Elton Brand is unlikely to be good as well. Yeah, he's a 70 speed Sapphire, so that's, I guess, kind of nice. 6'9", 7'5" wingspan, though. He's not incredibly big. The wingspan's great, but the length, I mean, the height isn't there. The finishing badges and defensive badges are okay, but he doesn't have anchor, he doesn't have challenger, he doesn't have a bunch of defensive badges, he doesn't have posterizer, doesn't have any sort of shooting ability, decent interior, good standing dunker, but can't shoot threes at all. Again, like, what, I don't know what you're expecting out of a card like this, to be completely honest. Elton Brand early in the year is not going to be good in 2K, but I gotta say, these drops as a whole have been a bit disappointing. There's been some good budget cards and stuff like that in there, but then guys like Elton Brand, I mean, I guess he's a 70 speed big man, but like, that's not incredible speed by any means, and then complete inability to shoot the ball just makes him, again, not a card that I particularly want to use among Sapphires at the power forward or center position. So regardless, 6'7", 6'10" wingspan for the last card today is Chris Mullen, 92 offense, 79 defense, and he is horrifically slow. 68 speed, 66 Excel, not a good dunker, and a very mediocre defender. Again, not a very good card. 92 shot 3 with amazing shooting badges, so he's going to be a knockdown shooter, but outside of that, again, he's not that good. I am just not impressed by these drops. Chris Mullen release on normal probably is not amazing either. Honestly, if it's anything like last year's, which I think it pretty much is, that's not an amazing release either. This card will be fine as a pure shooter, but he's not going to be any better than a guy like Kyle Korver. He's worse than Kyle Korver because Kyle Korver's release is better. So, like, this card is basically a worse Kyle Korver is what you're looking at with Chris Mullen. So, I mean, again, I'm going to lock him in because I'm locking in Steph, but these cards today are not exciting, and I'm hoping to see these cards definitely improve more over the next couple days, because so far, I gotta say, I'm not at all impressed by the card quality that we're getting, especially today, the third day. You would expect the card quality to hopefully go up a little bit each day, and today might be the worst so far in terms of how good the cards that came out are. So I don't know, do not love that. I don't love that at all personally, so it is what it is, but we'll have to see how the next couple days go. I do know that we're not getting any amethysts tomorrow in the Cookin players. We'll probably get an amethyst on Friday, with this being the third day of these Cookin players. This is a 70K card, probably like 16.8 thousand, and then another 7,000. So between these three cards, you're looking at around 93, 94,000 MT to pick up these three cards, in addition to the 51-ish thousand MT that you had to spend on the first 2 days combined. So so far we're a little bit under 150 250,000 MT for this Steph Curry set. Over the next couple days, I expect we'll probably see two rubies and a sapphire tomorrow, and then Friday will probably be an amethyst and then a ruby, or maybe 2 rubies. I don't know. If that were to be the case with 2 rubies and a sapphire tomorrow, and then the next day being an amethyst and 2 rubies, that would put the total of this entire Steph Curry set at about 580,000 MT. And is 580,000 MT worth it for Diamond Steph? That is a question that I'm not entirely sure, because so far the cards in the set are not very good. If we start getting more good cards in the set, that might change things. But when you look at Diamond Steph from last year, it's an 89 speed, 89 excel, 94 shot 3, 65 driving dunk, 84 perimeter, 83 lateral. If this was the Steph that we got, I think a lot of people would be very, very pleased. Gold limitless, bunch of shooting badges, good playmaking badges, couple defensive badges, gold pick dodger, silver interceptor, bronze glove. If we were to get this Steph, I think people would be very, very pleased. I think this would be the best point guard in the game by a pretty significant margin, which is kind of crazy to say, because Diamond Steph last year was not the best point guard in the game 3 weeks into the game by any means. That's because the pacing is just different this year, and outside of Shaq, the pacing this year is just much slower. Which I'm totally cool with. But if we were to get this Steph, it is a 92 Steph that we're getting, but he also is a lock-in for spending money, which means he's probably going to be pretty souped up, kind of like Shaq was. I don't expect him to have 95 speed and 10 Hall of Fame badges or anything like that, but I do expect that there's a good chance he has mid to high 80s, somewhere around this 89 mark, 88 or 87. He's an elite shooter, could have off limitless. I would honestly be very pleased with it if he did have off limitless. We'll have a couple shooting badges, obviously. What would be nice, he's a lock-in. I think he'll get every defensive badge. He'll be able to get every badge, which I think is going to be a huge deal for Steph. So that's one of the things that I'm hoping is the case, at least with the cards, that he can get every defensive badge, so I can put an interceptor or clamps, things like that on him if he doesn't have them, because I will be locking him in, and I think he's going to be amazing. But how amazing, I guess we'll have to see, because it's 580,000 MT is not a cheap amount of MT by any means. So I don't know. I guess we'll see. Regardless, today's drop, again, not impressed, was hoping for more, and we'll see how the next couple days go, because so far the contents of this drop are really not looking all too great. Some budget cards, that's about it. So I don't know. With that being said, that is going to do it for this video. Hope y'all got a good picture again of everything that's coming out today. We'll make a video later on these prices and how to get the cards and stuff like that, and then we'll get y'all some gameplays as well. So hopefully y'all did enjoy the video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.